So welcome back class 9 to the bio online classes. In our previous class we had already started the simple plant tissue, and first one was parenchyma. Already we had talked about parenchyma. Now today the second one, that is collenchyma. It is also a simple plant tissue, and the term collenchyma was given by Escalidin. Term means the word was given by Escalidin, okay, the name of the scientist. Now we have to study about the characteristics also. What are some of the characteristics of this tissue, that is collenchyma? So we'll study about its structure first. Number A, the structure of collenchyma tissue. Then we'll study about the location or occurrence, where it is found, in which part of the plant body this particular tissue is present, and then we'll study about the functions. So three characteristics are there: structure, occurrence, and functions. So first, in the structure part, you will find that collenchyma tissue is a simple and living tissue. So first one is, it is a simple tissue. Simple means made up of only one type of cells. It is living means it contains nucleus. The cells are not dead. It is living cell. It is a mechanical tissue. Mechanical tissue means the one which provides support also to different parts of the plant. Then cells are isodiametric. Cells are iso means equal, diametric means having same diameter. Cells are isodiametric. This word means all the cells are of equal diameter. Like if I draw like this, all the cells, the diameter is same, equal. Okay, so cells are isodiametric. Then next, may be spherical means round, oval, or polygonal in outline, or polygonal in outline. Then next point we can say the intercellular space is present between the cells. So here it is, sorry, not present. In parenchyma it was present. So we have to write intercellular space is absent. Intercellular space means the gap present between the cells. It is absent in collenchyma as well as in sclerenchyma also, the next tissue. Then next we have to write the cells have the cell walls which is very thick, and this thickening is due to deposition of, so first I write it, cells have thick walls, that is cell walls. Here walls means the cell walls. Cells have thick walls due to the deposition of, means why the cells have thick walls at the corners particularly, not everywhere, at the corners. Cells have thick walls due to deposition of pectocellulose. Pectocellulose. Pectocellulose means, here two words are there, pecto and cellulose, means cellulose plus pectin. Okay, cellulose plus pectin, both of them are present. And hemicellulose is also there. Hemicellulose. Lignin is not present, so lignin is absent here. In case of collenchyma cells, the cell walls have thick corners. It is due to the presence or deposition of pectocellulose. I said pectocellulose stands for cellulose plus pectin. Two compounds are there, and the second compound which is there, that is hemicellulose. The cells are living. They have got thick walls, and they are oval or polygonal in outline. They are providing mechanical support to the plants. That is why they are called simple mechanical tissue. Now next is this one. They may contain one last point, because some of the collenchyma cells helps in photosynthesis, means chloroplast may be present in some of them. So this point also we can write, chloroplast may be present in the collenchyma tissue. And if chloroplast is present, means one function also we can learn from here, that they can help in photosynthesis also. That is, collenchyma tissue can also perform photosynthesis if chloroplast is present. So from these characteristics, one function can be also learned. Now next is occurrence, where is it found, this collenchyma tissue? It is found in the peripheral region. Peripheral means in the side regions of stems and leaves. Okay, these two places, the stems and leaves. It is not found in the monocots and roots. So next heading which I have to give is occurrence, means where it is found. It is present in the peripheral regions. It is present in the peripheral regions of stems and leaves. Means these two places, like if any stem is here, the peripheral outer region, it is present. In the leaves also, in the outer region it is present. It is absent in, that is collenchyma tissue is not found in roots and monocot plants. Monocot, you know, those plants which has got a single cotyledons in their seeds, they are called monocots. Okay. Now what is the function? The last point we have to study about this one. What is the function of collenchyma tissue? Two functions are there. Number one, it helps in photosynthesis. If collenchyma or chloroplast present in collenchyma perform photosynthesis or help in photosynthesis. Performs photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis. And the second point is it provides mechanical support also. So we can write the second function of collenchyma tissue. Those who have not yet purchased the books, you have to read all these notes so that you can write the test. I will take a test also in between. I will say the date. So chloroplast present in collenchyma performs photosynthesis. The second function I was saying, that it provides mechanical strength. So it provides, I will have to write in short, it provides strength. Mechanical, I have not used the word. It provides strength, flexibility and elasticity. To the growing parts of the plant, like petiole of the leaf and the stem. Okay, like tip of the stem and petiole of the leaf and petiole of leaves. So these are the two functions I said, that it provides elasticity in the growing parts like young stem and petiole of the leaves. So with this we have completed only collenchyma tissue. Now next tissue which we are going to study, that is the third type of tissue, which is known as sclerenchyma tissue. Okay. Okay, so now next one is sclerenchyma. This is the third type of simple plant tissues, and the term was given by Metenius. The name of the scientist is Metenius. Okay, you can check the spelling. Metenius, M-E-T-T-E-N-I-U-S. M-E-T-T-E-N-I-U-S. Yeah, Metenius. So sclerenchyma, the term was given by Metenius. Now we will study about the characteristics of this tissue. What are the characteristics of this tissue? First we will study about the structure, then same like that only. First we will study the structure. But before doing this structure, I forgot that one diagram of sclerenchyma, in which I said that, collenchyma, it is made up of, like, if you draw the TS, the cells are isodiametric. At the corners they are thick, the cell walls are thick at the corners. Why is it so? Due to deposition of pectocellulose. So like this you can draw the diagram, many cells with it in it, and like this one is the vacuole I had forgot to draw the diagram there. Okay, this one is collenchyma, TS, transverse section of collenchyma. You can also practice yourself. TS means, TS stands for transverse section of collenchyma tissue. This empty space which is present inside the cell, it is called vacuole, and this one is known as the cell wall. And the cell wall is thickened at the corners. You can see I have made it thick due to deposition of pectocellulose, that is cellulose plus pectin, and hemicellulose. Then this one, the middle one, that is called the cytoplasm, and since it is a living tissue, so a nucleus is also there, so I will draw the nucleus here. Okay, and this one is the cytoplasm, so you can mark it as cytoplasm. This diagram I had not drawn, no? So this is the diagram of TS of collenchyma. Similarly, we can draw the LS also. If LS of collenchyma tissue is just simply elongated diagram of plant tissue cell you have to draw, and then you have to make the thick wall, cell wall, and particularly in the corners you have to make the walls very thick. It is due to the presence of pectocellulose, and rest all parts you can, like this vacuole you can draw, this one mark it as vacuole. Okay, this one you can mark it as cytoplasm, and here the nucleus is there, so you can draw the nucleus here and label it. This is the nucleus. This is called LS, longitudinal section. Like this is longitudinal means cut from up to down, and transverse means when we cut like chopping, isn't it? Like this way is called transverse, but when we cut from this way lengthwise, it is called longitudinal sections. That's why both the diagram appear somewhat different from each other. Okay, so have a look at the diagram, then I will rub it, and we will continue with the sclerenchyma tissue. The term was given by Metenius. Then we are studying about the structure. So what is the structure? First point, it is very important, dead mechanical tissue. So important mechanical tissue, simple only. Important simple mechanical tissue. Okay, it is an important simple mechanical tissue found in all parts of the plant, or different parts of the plant. You can write found in different parts, not all. Right here, different parts of the plant. Found in different parts of plant. Alright. Now next is, I'll just rub it. Yeah, different parts of the plant. Now what is the second characteristics of this tissue? It consists of highly thickened. The cells have very thick cell walls. Cells have very thick cell walls due to the deposition of cellulose or lignin, LIGNIN, or both of them may be present, which makes the cell wall very thick. And minute pits may be present, means numerous, plenty of minute pits. So you can use the word numerous or many. Numerous or many pits are present in the walls. Walls means here cell walls only. Okay. Intercellular space is absent. This point also I can write. Same like collenchyma tissue, there was no intercellular space. Here also intercellular space is absent. Okay. Now next, based on their origin, development, structure, they are further divided into two types. Based on their origin, development, structure. Okay, structure. There are two types. I am not writing that word structure. Two types of sclerenchyma tissue or cells are there. What are they? I just mark like this. Number A, fibers, sclerenchyma fibers, and number B, it is called sclerites, SCLEREITS. So there are two types of sclerenchyma tissues or cells. What are they? Number one is fibers, number two is sclerites. So what type of tissue it is? Is it a living or dead tissue? It is made up of dead cells. It means the cells do not contain nucleus, and they are, one more point is there, no place to write, I am just saying, the mature sclerenchyma cells are mostly empty and they are dead without any living protoplast. That is, inside the cell there is no protoplasm. Okay, it is empty, it is dead. That's why it is called dead cells. And cells are very thick cell walls. Why the cell walls are very thick? It's due to the presence of lignin or cellulose. Both of them may be present or any one of them. And it is a very important simple mechanism. Why it called simple tissue? Because it is made up of only one type of cells. That's why it is called simple mechanical tissue. Now next we will study about the sclerenchymatous fibers. Okay. The two types of sclerenchyma tissue there, fibers and sclerites. Now you may have seen, I will say some points about the fibers. Commercially, we see different types of plant fibers like jute, hemp, flax. Now what are these fibers made up of? They are made up of sclerenchyma tissue only. Okay. So first of all, let's do the number A, that is fiber, and then we'll do the second one, that is sclerites. So first point of fibers is they are highly elongated. Elongated means lengthwise their length has been increased. They are narrow and spindle shaped. So highly elongated, narrow and this one spindle shaped. The shape of the cells is spindle like and spindle shape. Now what type of shape is called spindle? Elongated means like this long, narrow, lengthwise the length is increased, that is called elongated. Narrow means thin, and spindle shaped means tapering at both ends, like here it is pointed, thick in the middle, again pointed at the bottom. This type of shape of the cell is called spindle shape. Okay, so this is the shape of what fibers. Now these fibers may occur or may be found in groups, means they are not present as one, they may be present together. They are found in groups as sheets. Sheets means like many layers are there, or as a cluster of cells. The word which is used here, they are mostly present in the form of groups, sheets, or as cylinders in various parts of the plant body, in different parts of the plant, in various parts of the plant body. Okay, so these fibers are present either in groups or as sheets or in the form of cylinders. They are present where in different parts of the plant body. Then the third point about the fibers is they may contain pits. The fibers are the one, the cell wall is highly thickened. No, pits are there in sclerite. The cell wall is highly thickened. The cell wall is highly thickened, and they may have oblique end walls. And have oblique end walls. Means the end walls of the cells, they have oblique end walls. The cell wall is highly thick, and they may be found in groups. They are highly elongated, they are narrow in shape, and they may be spindle-like also, spindle shape. So they are the three characteristics of fibers: highly elongated, narrow, spindle-shaped, may be found in groups or sheets or as cylinders in different parts of the plant body, and it is highly thickened, and they have oblique end walls, like pointed or end walls. Oblique end walls is there, means the ending wall may be either pointed or oblique in shape. Then the second one we have to do is sclerites. This is the second type of sclerenchyma tissue, sclerites. These sclerites have like tiny pores which are present, which is known as pit canal because they have the branches. There may be simple canal also and the pit canal also. Just to express. So second one, number B. After that, the function of sclerenchyma tissue. Okay, so next one is sclerites. Number B. Okay, what are the first characteristics of sclerites? They are highly thickened. Means they have thick cell walls. Highly thickened. Dead cells, they are also dead cells only. All this sclerenchyma tissue is made up of dead cells only. So highly thickened dead cells with a very narrow cavity. With a very narrow cavity, and the cavity is called lumen. What is it called? The cavity of the cells, it is known as LUMEN, lumen. Okay. Now the cells of sclerites, they are broader than fibers. Cells are broader as compared to fibers. When we compare with the fiber cells, they are much more broad or thick. So cells are broader as compared to fibers. The cell walls may have branched or unbranched pits. P-I-T-S. Pits means the tiny pores which are present. The cell walls may have branched or unbranched pits. And because the pits of sclerenchyma, sclerites, they are elongated, they are also known as pit canal. So this word also you can use. The cells are isodiametric, polyhedral, short, and may also be branched. What type of cells are present? Cells are isodiametric, polyhedral, short, and branched also. It can be branched also. Okay. Now what is that? One word I used, that cell walls have branched or unbranched pits. The one which has branched pits, they are also known as, the word is called pit canals. The pits of sclerites are also known as pit canals. So I can write that one. The pits of sclerites are known as pit canals. If asked what is pit canals, it is the pits or the gaps which are present in sclerites. Now look at the diagram, then it will be clear that what is this pit and pit canals and where it is present. If you look at the structure of TS of sclerite, then you will come to know that how this type of diagram is there. Like in the center we have the lumen. Okay, this one is called lumen. Now from this lumen, many branches, these are called the canals, will arise. Like this I have drawn. Now see, from here also one more canal. So what is it called? This is called canal, C-A-N-A-L. Now this canal is simple, no branches, but sometimes the canals may have branches also like this. Okay, the branches may also arise. So this one has branch also, no? So this is called simple pit, that one is called branched pit. So this canal is simple pit, we can say. Simple pit is called the canal, but the one which has branch, this is called, the word which is used for it, it is called, what is that? Branched pit. B-R-A-N-C-H-E-D, branched pit. Why it is called branched pit? Because you can see the branches arise from that simple pit. Okay, So like this, here also you can draw these simple bits. So this is the structure of TS of S-chloride. Okay, now next we have to do, that is the occurrence. Means where is S-sclerenchyma tissue found? Fibers and sclerites we studied just now. There are two types of sclerenchyma tissues, fibers and sclerites. Now occurrence, one by one we have to study. Where are they found? It is found in the stems, leaves, pericycle, stem, leaves, petioles of the leaves, okay, particularly petiole. It is found in the pericycle. It is found in the xylem, phloem. Both of them are conducting tissue, and around the vascular bundles. Vascular bundles consist of xylem and phloem. Now, the commercial fibers which we obtain, commercial fibers like jute, hemp, flax, which are obtained from plants. They are obtained from plants only, which are obtained from plants, are sclerenchymatous fibers only. Sclerenchymatous fibers. Then next is sclerites, which is also a type of sclerenchyma tissue, are present or found in stem. It is found in the leaves, fruits, and seeds. And last point, the pulp of pear, the gritty masses, that is the hard part of pear, is a type of, or is a sclerite. It is a type of sclerenchyma tissue only. And the last point is the function of sclerenchyma tissue. It is mechanical and protective in function. So two words you can learn: mechanical strength and protective. Mechanical strength and protection to the plant parts. So two functions: mechanical strength and protection. So we have completed up to simple permanent tissues. Now next we will study about the complex plant tissues. What are the complex plant tissues? Complex means those plant tissues which are made up of more than one type of cells. They are called complex tissues. Okay. There are broadly two main types of complex plant tissues. What are they? Xylem and phloem. So first one is complex plant tissues. The heading will write. We are studying about the plant tissues only, so no need to write plant there. Complex plant tissues are of two types. What are they? Number A, xylem, and number B, phloem. Now xylem is a plant tissue which is made up of four different types of cells. So I write down the name of all those four cells or the elements which makes xylems. What are they? Number one is xylem tracheids, then xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, and the xylem fibers. Just now we studied fibers in the sclerenchyma tissue. So xylem fibers is present in the xylem tissue also, and in the phloem also. Now what is phloem made up of? Phloem is also a complex tissue. It is also made up of more than one type of cells, and the cells which makes the phloem tissue, they are number one, sieve tube, number two, companion cells, number three, phloem fibers, and number four, phloem parenchyma. Okay, phloem parenchyma. So this one also you can draw it in copy. That will be your homework, to draw the chart of complex tissue showing all the different elements of xylem and phloem. Then the second homework is to write some characteristics of collenchyma tissue and sclerenchyma tissue. So remaining we can continue in the next class. Thank you.